The woman fainted at an altitude of 10,000 meters. As the descent speed increased, she suddenly woke up. She tried to grab the rope attached to the hot air balloon, but it was already too late. When she opened her eyes again, she found herself floating in the freezing 10,000-meter high sky. The temperature was close to minus 40 degrees Celsius. Her life was hanging by a thread. She shouted desperately at her unconscious companion, but her voice couldn't be heard. The balloon kept rising, and the temperature kept dropping. She realized she had to get back to the basket and open the vent valve to descend safely. She swung her body with all her strength, hoping to use the momentum to reach the basket. Finally, she managed to grab the rope and climb back into the basket. She quickly tried to pull the vent valve, but it was frozen and wouldn't open. The woman had no choice but to climb along the rope to the side of the balloon. This part was incredibly difficult to climb, and a single misstep could be fatal. Despite being too tired to reach the safety line, she pushed herself to grab the hook. She tied the safety rope around her waist, summoning all her courage to climb to the top of the balloon. Even though the vent valve was hard to open, she carefully stood up and used her knife to cut her shoelaces and wedge the valve open. As the balloon slowly descended, her companion started to regain consciousness. However, they noticed the descending snowflakes were floating in midair. This meant the balloon was descending faster than the snowflakes. The woman quickly tried to close the valve, but in her panic, she overdid it and fully opened the valve. The descent speed increased rapidly. They threw out everything they could and even cut the basket ropes. But the descent still didn't slow down. The woman then decided to sacrifice herself to give her companion a chance. But the man stopped her and came up with a plan. They would cut the inner ropes to make a parachute. Encouraged by her companion, the woman quickly worked with him. Together, they managed to turn the balloon into a parachute and slowly descend. Laughing with the hope of survival, they realized their landing area was far from ideal. The balloon rushed toward a dense forest. The man was injured by the branches. By nightfall, the woman woke from her unconsciousness, enduring excruciating pain as she struggled to rise, calling out her companion's name.